Most business owners think they need more content to grow, more posts, more videos, more effort. But the real reason your business isn't growing online has nothing to do with how often you post. It's visibility. And in this video, I'm going to show you why that's happening and what actually fixes it. If you're new here, I'm Samantha, and I help service providers, business owners, and entrepreneurs get found online in a way that actually turns into leads. Today, we're breaking down the visibility problem no one explains clearly. I'll walk you through the difference between content and visibility, why Google isn't showing your business, how to tell if you're invisible online, and fixes that matter most into 2026. Let's start with the biggest misunderstanding in online growth, because this is where most businesses waste their years. Content and visibility are not the same thing. They support each other, but they solve two completely different problems. Here's the simplest way to think about it. Content is what you create. Visibility is whether people can actually find you. And most businesses are over-investing in content while completely ignoring visibility. Here's what matters. Nearly 70% of online experiences start with a search engine. That means when people need help, they're not scrolling to be entertained. They're searching because they have intent. So if your business isn't visible where people are actively looking, your content never even enters the conversation. This is the part where people miss. Content mainly speaks to people who already know you exist. Visibility introduces you to people who don't. And that gap explains why so many service providers feel like they're doing everything right, but nothing is growing. I see this all the time. Someone is posting consistently, they're educating, they're showing up, they're doing what they were told to do. But then you look at their website traffic and it's almost non-existent. In fact, the majority of web pages get no traffic from Google at all, not because businesses are bad or because their business is bad, but because visibility was never built intentionally. Here's a real scenario. A service provider creates helpful content every single week. Their audience likes it, they get comments, they feel encouraged. But when a potential client searches for that service in their city, they don't show up. So the client hires someone else, not because the person is better, but because they were visible. That's the big difference between effort and outcome. Organic search drives dramatically more traffic than organic social media. Now, that doesn't mean that social media is useless. It means it was never meant to do the job of visibility on its own. Social supports trust, search supports discovery. When the two are disconnected, growth feels random, and this is where frustration sets in. You start asking yourself, do I need to post more? Do I need another platform? Is my content just not good enough? Most of the time, the answer is no. The real question is, can someone who has never heard of you find you when they're actively looking for help? Because if you can't, your content is working in isolation. Posting more does not fix a visibility problem. It creates more content that still isn't being found. Visibility requires clarity, it requires intention, and it requires meeting people at the moment they're already searching. Once you understand this distinction, your strategy changes completely. You stop asking, what else should I post? You start asking, how do people discover me? That's when growth stops feeling forced and starts becoming predictable. Posting without visibility is like talking into a microphone that isn't plugged in. Now let's talk about Google, because this is where most people feel completely stuck. Google isn't ignoring your business. It's not punishing you. It's definitely not personal. Google's job is simple. Show the most relevant result to the person searching. The problem is that most businesses don't clearly explain what they do in a way that Google understands. Here's where things usually break down. Websites are written to sound impressive, not to be understood. Pages are built around branding language instead of search intent. Businesses try to say everything, which ends up saying absolutely nothing. There's no clear connection between services, locations, and problems solved. From Google's perspective, that creates confusion, and confused websites don't rank. Google does not guess. It doesn't infer. It doesn't kind of understand. It matches clarity with intent. So when someone types a search like, I need help with this problem or service provider near me, Google looks for the clearest answer. And if your website is vague, generic, or overly creative, it gets skipped. Here's a situation I see constantly. A business owner tells me, I have a website, but no one finds me. We look at their homepage together and the headline says something like, helping businesses grow online, or your partner in success. That sounds nice to a human, but it tells Google nothing. Google wants specifics. What do you do? Who is it for? Where do you do it? If it doesn't answer those questions, obviously ranking stalls. And if your service is great, even if your reputation is solid, Google can't promote what it doesn't understand. SEO isn't about being smarter, it's about being clearer. If Google is confused, your customers will never find you. Signs your business is invisible online. Let's talk about how invisibility actually shows up, because this part surprises people. Most business owners don't realize they have a visibility problem. They just feel stuck. Here's the most common signs. Most new clients come from referrals only. Website traffic feels flat, unpredictable. You don't rank for your main services. Social media engagement exists, but inquiries don't. None of this means that your business is failing. It means discovery is messy. Referrals are great, but they're not scalable. They depend on timing, memory, and other people talking about you. Visibility, on the other hand, removes that randomness. A potential client hears about you from someone else. They go to Google to check you out. They search your service, and you're nowhere to be found. That's the moment that matters, because even if they were interested, invisibility creates doubt. People want confirmation. They want reassurance. They want to feel like you're established and easy to find. When you're invisible online, you lose opportunities without ever even knowing it. And invisibility messes with confidence. But the issue isn't effort, it's access. If people can't find you where they're looking, growth will always feel harder than it needs to be. If your growth depends on luck, you don't have visibility, you have hope. Visibility doesn't come from doing everything. It comes from doing the right things in the right order. So there are 3 fixes that matter most going into 2026. First, clear positioning. People and search engines should immediately understand what you do, who you help, and why you're the right fit. Second, search-focused structure. Your website needs pages that match how people search, not just how you describe yourself. Clear services, clear problems, clear location relevance when applicable. Third, authority signals. This is what tells Google and people that you're credible. Consistent content, clear expertise, alignment between your website, content, and profiles. Here's the mindset shift. Visibility is not a one-time fix. It's a system. And when that system is built correctly, content starts working harder instead of feeling like a chore. You need clearer marketing. Visibility isn't louder marketing, it's clearer marketing. Google ranks clarity, not effort. Invisibility shows up as low discovery, not bad work. Visibility comes from structure and positioning, clear systems, create predictable growth. If you're not sure where your visibility is breaking down, the best place to start is a visibility audit. It shows you exactly why you're not showing up and what needs to be fixed first. Some people use that clarity to make changes themselves, and others decide that they want long-term visibility handled strategically through an SEO retainer. Either way, clarity comes before growth. And here's a little bonus before you go. Here's a simple visibility check you can do today. Open your homepage and read the headline out loud. Ask yourself, can a stranger tell what I do in 5 seconds? Is it clear? Who is this for? Does it sound like something someone would actually search? If your answer is no, then that's your starting point. This one adjustment alone can change how your entire website performs. If this helped you see your business differently, make sure you're subscribed and watch the next video where I break down 3 simple SEO fixes any business owner can do in 2026.